It's certainly not what I expected, and I think most people are pretty pleasantly surprised when they come here. It's very continental, and Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and for the last dozen years or so, 15 years, has enjoyed home rule, but they're still part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and they are truly continental. And here in Kongerlussuaq, it's the airport of entry for Greenland, and they have almost daily flights in from Copenhagen, and the standard of living is quite nice. Everybody talks about how welcoming and hospitable the Inuit are, and it's really true. And coming here as a Californian and into a pretty different environment than I was used to, certainly, really was welcomed with open arms, and they are so hospitable, and yet very sophisticated on a continental scale. That it's kind of an interesting mix of a fairly primitive land with a very sophisticated lifestyle, actually. It's a whole different mindset that you don't pass someone that's walking on the road because maybe they would like a ride, maybe they've gotten cold or their car quit, which is a very different mindset, of course, from coming from Northern California. And there's a great sense of community. The total population of the country is 55,000 people, and there's many of these small towns and villages like we're in here that are up and down the coasts, and we're a little bit inland from the coast. And everybody knows everybody, and if they don't know you, they act as though they do. So it's certainly a much more welcoming environment than I've ever been used to. Big adjustment, of course, was the cold and the darkness. Fortunately for me and for most of the people I work with, we're busiest in the winter. There's optical observations to be made along with our radar work. Things break when it's cold, the plumbing breaks, the cars break, tires go flat, and all of those things. So there's lots of work. We call it like being on a farm, living on a farm, where there's always something to do, always something to fix. And that's great because it makes the winter bearable. It's kind of cute because in the dead of winter, you see these in front of the general store, there'll be a row of strollers parked, and the babies are left in the stroller while the parent goes in and does the shopping, which doesn't take very long, and it's a small store. But they're all bundled up, and then they have these enclosures around in the baby carriage, and the babies are perfectly content and comfortable and quite toasty in there, as it turns out. And going home, I think I am always surprised when I go home from here in the winter at how green everything is when I land in the States. It's just amazing. It's almost a physical assault on my eyes.